going to donate it to charity.
Would you really?
Oh.
Absolutely not.
Come on, man.
I grew this beard off of my chin, and I deserve every ounce of glory it deserves.
Wow, that is...
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Ego beard, baby.
Ego beard.
Yeah, well, we know you won't take that $100 gift card.
Just think if I said that about JDubs. I'm not doing any community service or donations to anyone because I started it, and that's just what I want to do. It's all about
grew
you.
from
It's
my
not
brain.
It's my beard.
It grew from his chin.
Do what I want.
Miracle Grow?
Don't vote for Taylor. I don't want. I don't want Taylor to get the $100
vote for
now.
the other guy that's got the other beard, because or vote for the girl that's got her
Golly.
hair over her mouth as a beard.
Actually,
'cause-
that might have taken my vote once or twice.
And I think he heads up the street team.
yeah.
do.
He heads up community service,
He
but won't
does
give to
enough
charity.
charity. He does.
See, but the charities take, like 20% to the CEOs and stuff. It doesn't make any sense. I might as well
You
just
got to
buy
find the right
products.
one.
So back to the Craft Brewers Conference. Outside of Taylor's glorious beard here, that you should not vote for being the best at CBC. Oh golly. So, anyways, the CBC. So, a trade show is a big part of it. Another part of it that is just as important to me, and the reason why, quite honestly, I took Taylor and Matt. Why I thought it was important for them to go is that there are classes all throughout the day. There are seminars of every day of the Craft Brewers Conference. So, and this isn't a boondoggle. It's funny because, and I laugh it off, but, when I tell people that we have an annual, Craft Brewers Conference that all of us, a good amount of us brewers go to, people automatically think just a drunken shit show, right? And really, that's not at all what it's about. Now, the beer happens. I mean, we go out afterwards and we have a good time, like you would assume craft brewers would. But these seminars, there are probably 100 or hundreds of them to go to throughout the 3 days that they're on, and they cover just about everything that we deal with, and they deal with different tracks. So they have one for the guys who are just trying to start up a brewery, who aren't maybe not open yet. They've got tracks that are for guys like us who are production breweries. Existing production breweries, and there's expansion classes about guys who are thinking about expanding their facilities and operations. There are brew pub classes, and then there's sales and marketing. So I thought it was really important to bring Matt because there's great scientific and brewer related classes that he went to, and he told me he really enjoyed it and had a good experience. Taylor, and then I'll be honest, at this point for me, it's just as much about the networking. I get to bump into buddies who I only get to see once or twice a year, like Dennis from Green Man.
That guy was amazing.
We had a great time. Dennis, my buddies from Country Boy Brewing,
Yep.
and DH and them, and hopefully Evan, and hopefully I'll have those guys back on. We'll have them on the show sometime very soon.
Shout out to Whitestone.
Shout out to Whitestone. One of my oldest friends that I have opened a brewery called Whitestone about 20 miles north of Austin. More of a brew pub concept right now, but they will get into distribution. So for me, because I've been doing this thing for a while, I still get a ton out of the classes, but it's also about getting just a chance to bump in to those old friends that I have that I only get to see at these things, and then making new ones too. I can't tell you, if you're a brewer and you're considering going to the Craft Brewers Conference, don't debate about it. You should go. I have made so many friends along the way, gotten so many business cards that I have factually looked at months later, at some point later, reached out to those people, and they've helped me along the way. So the networking, if you will, aspect of the Craft Brewers Conference is worth its weight in gold. And so the classes. So Taylor, you tell me, right? Because it's been a while since I just got there and started going to these classes. What do you think about the classes? Did you get anything from it?
The seminars, I wrote notes for every. I went to 3 or 4, wrote notes, probably four pages each. But so much information because these people that are hosting these seminars have been doing it for half my age, like 10 years. They know. Without a doubt, what to do, what not to do, how to do it, how to, control whatever. But it was insane. Like the amount of info thrown just in one room was, exponentially, it was great.
And who were the people teaching these seminars at the CBC?
A lot of them were, people that have been in the business for forever almost. A lot of the Brewers Association, like board members, the high ends up there, brewery owners, anybody that you might look up to or might think that obviously they know what they're talking about. They would have them just speak upon everything and anything. And the awesome questions at the end were I think a little bit more insightful rather than just the PowerPoints they were giving because it was like real problems and answers to those real
It's like a
problems.
Q&A at the end of each one. Oh, that's cool. Very cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and to see, we put it up on our on the JDubs Unfiltered page on jdubsbrewing.com. There's a picture of Taylor, myself, and our head brewer, Matt Tucker, getting ready to board the plane at the Tampa airport. So you can see that on there for what it's worth. So we posted that on the JDubs Unfiltered page, too. Us, the crew, getting ready to go to the CBC. Next year it's in D.C., and we're going to be representing next year. I'm going to send a good amount of folks. That's my plan anyway. So
Hopefully it'll
Totally
be
worth
warmer. I heard it was pretty cold up there for you guys.
It's a little chilly.
not for
Yeah.
Taylor
He was
in
wearing
his shorts.
Yeah,
That's because he has
guilty.
a beard, and his beard automatically keeps his legs warm.
So it was funny. You could tell, like, I thought Taylor would be the only guy walking around from shorts until we see this group ahead of us one of the first days, and it's like 54 degrees outside, and we see these guys walking in front of us as we're going into the convention center. Big, tall guy wearing shorts and flip-flops. So I'm like, oh, there's another one. He turns around, he's rocking an MIA hat. He's one of the dudes from MIA.
Nice.
So you're like, oh, God, it's us Florida boys.
You
We're
can always tell where Florida people are.
right.
Always.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. My question to both of you, we'll start with you, Jeremy. What was your favorite moment of CBC? Like, what moment stood out to you, whether it was either at the conference or maybe hanging out with the guys, having a beer afterwards? What was your favorite moment?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You caught me off guard there. My favorite moment at the CBC, not getting in a car accident. When Taylor saw a parking spot and we were in the far right lane and he decided to dart over through the far left lane
It's
and
the
into
Florida driving in me.
the guy, whoever was driving that car behind us was on their A game
think it was
because
a
I thought
taxi.
we were toast. I thought that rental car was getting smashed.
They will hurt you there.
No,
literally-
we
what
were-
are you doing?
I could touch the car, like sneeze on it. It was so close.
We were scared. I yelled out some like guttural scream. Yeah, I thought we were smoked for sure. So that might be the fact that I lived. I think the fact
That's
that I
a
lived
pretty
to come
solid
back.
moment to live through. What about you, Taylor? Any special moments or your favorite part?
I've got two, I guess. I met Sam from Dogfish Head. I heard his voice and I looked over and I'm like, oh my god, there he is. He's
Googly
like
eyes.
on my bucket list to meet. And
Fanboy moment.
fanboy, dude, totally. And he was awesome. He's exactly how you think he is. That is who he is, and it was just so surreal. Like, he said my name, and it was awesome. It was totally
Say my
fanboy.
That
name, say
sounded
my
a little
name.
weird. We totally made eye contact.
Sam, if you're listening, can you call in, please, and just say Taylor's name
We
for him
shook
one more
hands.
time?
I'll tell you a funny story. So that's funny because the first CBC I went to, I met Sam Calgione. And that was the
Me
first
too.
time, and yeah, right. So just like me, and I was probably, I think I was the same. I know I was the same way. I was mush mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm from Northern California. I got friends who are famous, right? It just kind of is what it is when you grow up in California. And so I meet Sam, and I'm like, I don't get starstruck. It's not a big deal for me when I'm around stars. But I met that guy, and I was like, Mr. Calgione. He's like, oh, hi, you're starting a brewery. What size system are you going? I'm like, 15. He's like, is that like 1.5? 15? I'm like, yes. And I laughed. I'm like, what an idiot I probably sounded like. But so I can relate, man. I was pretty starstruck the first time I met Sam Calgione as well. And you're right. Great dude, right?
Oh yeah,
Great dude.
Exactly how you think or want him to be. That's how. He
It's
is.
authentic.
Yep, totally.
So that was number one. What's number two?
Number two was the couple days we hung out at Brew, BRU. It's this like German gastropub. Well, they were doing tap takeovers every 3 hours, and they would have 10, 12 new beers from 2 different breweries, Crooked Stave, just all these like crazy. We don't get that. The Florida beer scene's catching up a little bit, but obviously Philly has a great distro, accounts or whatever. But they every 3 hours a new tap takeover, and we would sit there for 6, 7, 8 hours and just get all these new beers. It was amazing.
Well, let's be honest. A big part of the reason why we would sit there was because it was so crowded
yeah, we get it.
that if you got a spot at any spot
yeah
around
Stay.
the CBC,
Stay.
you were posting up there.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys had a good time.
and I just thought about another one of my favorite experiences. One of our brewers, Evan, is in here now, so he'll appreciate this. I got to spend a night, Matt and I, just hanging out, drinking whiskey,
Aw,
and shooting the breeze.
bonding.
And that's a big deal because
bonding.
it was pretty cool to actually just hang out with Matt and pick his brain, and the two of us just shot the breeze and Had a really good time hanging out with Matt one evening. The first night we got there, Taylor was with his folks, right?
Yes, that was awesome. I got to see my parents, their new house up in.
That's super
it's like an
cool.
hour and a half out of Philly.
Yeah.
They
So-
love to see me.
Yeah, so that
Good
was
home
cool. So that
cooking.
was the CBC. It was a great time. A little cold, almost died.
Well, welcome back from that, guys. We missed you for sure around here. We had some issues, but we worked them out here. And next time, just give us a little more notice when you go away.
Don't go away for so long next time,
Yeah, right?
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well,
Speaking of
I mean,
traveling and going
yeah.
away.
I have empowered my managers. You guys don't need me here anymore.
It's true, but we do like to see your face on occasion.
Oh,
It's
thank
too
you.
quiet around here without you.
I could probably believe that.
So, CBC, that was a great wrap up. Thank you guys for going out there and learning some stuff. I know Taylor has shared some other stories with me personally, and looking forward to looking in some of the link you had sent me and some of the classes and getting some more information on that myself. So it's awesome. Last week we didn't do a show either. Jeremy was traveling. He was headed out to Crazy Shirts headquarters in Honolulu. So, Jeremy, why don't you tell us what you were doing out there and what Crazy Shirts is, first of all?
I was swimming with the fish.
Swimming with the fishes.
I took a surfing lesson on Waikiki Beach. That was fun.
Nice.
Okay, but anyways,
you stand up?
I got up twice.
Yeah.
And I'm screaming out there, and like all the locals are looking at me like I'm a big idiot. But I've had that
Doesn't
look
matter.
before, so I don't care. And I'm like,
Those were your
I'm
moments.
surfing.
I gave
great.
you that look like 35 minutes ago when we were doing a dance off. So
That's right. I get it all the time. It
Plug
doesn't even
our
faze me
new
anymore.
Snapchat.
I don't even notice it. But so yeah, we how are we looking? Is this thing still playing? We still rocking on this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna tell the story about what is Crazy Shirts. Crazy Shirts is a local company here in Sarasota on San Ramon Circle, and I first found out about Crazy Shirts from our very own Taylor, the rock star that he and his
Our
beard
very own
is.
Taylor.
And you
shorts.
tell me what you think about Crazy Shirts, Taylor.
I've been wearing, so the company's called Crazy Shirts. I don't own any of their shirts, but I own one of every color of their shorts. And I've been wearing them for, I don't know, what is it?
Since you were born?
2016, probably 6 years. And they're comfortable, they're awesome, and they're very comfortable. I think I mentioned that.
So Taylor turned me on to these Crazy Shorts, and we've actually gone out to the Circle and bought these shorts together. And this was before any of the business relationship came up. So I'm at
so cute. I can hardly stand it.
You get ice
we
cream
went
at
shopping.
Kilwins,
We went shopping
and,
together. It was great. So we went to. I was at the Great American Beer Festival in Denver. I don't know if it was this past one or the one before, but I'm walking through the big area where there's all sorts of vendors and breweries offering their beer to the crowds. So, and I see this big Crazy Shirts sign, this big signage that says Crazy Shirts. I'm like, what in the hell? This is St. Armand Circle. This is like a Sarasota company. What are they doing in Denver at our Great American Beer Festival? So I walked up to the tent. And I think I was wearing Crazy Shorts at the time, and I'm like, yo, what are you guys doing out here? This is your Sarasota company. Like, I don't even know that you know anything to do about beer. And they're like, well, I met the president at the time. His name's Scott Maroney, and you can check out on our JDub's Unfiltered page on jdubsbrewing.com. You can see the picture of myself and Scott Maroney, the president of Crazy Shirts, and he was out there that day in Denver, and he's like, no, man, he's like, we have a bunch of locations on the West Coast. The shirts are made in Honolulu, and that's where I'm at, and it's an American-made product, and we like to team up with a brewery wherever we're at, so they're with just background, they're with Maui Brewing Company. They do shirts for them. They've done some shirts for Stone. They make shirts for Aspen Brewing Company, and they make shirts for, I think they did Rogue, or they're still doing it for Rogue. But anyways, so some pretty heavy hitters, and wherever they're at geographically, they're mostly on the West Coast, but they have a couple spots here in Florida. So they'll team up with a local brewery and make shirts for them. Now, I'll get back to that, but that was at the Great American Beer Festival. So I'm like, yeah, that's cool, right on. I don't know if we even mentioned anything about a potential partnership. Fast forward to just a few months back, my dad came to visit. It was right on the time of our 2 years, so into February. My dad comes to visit, and I go, Dad, my dad does martial arts, and Crazy Shirts makes up pants that, of course, right now all I wear, for the most part, not right now, it just happens to be, but 80% of the time now I'm in Crazy Shirts shorts because I do think they are the most comfortable shorts I've ever worn, hands down.
Yeah,
Crazy
absolutely.
Shirts shorts.
Thanks, Taylor.
Right. So Taylor turned me on to him, and saw him out at the GABF, and I'm taking my dad out to the Circle. St. Armand's is a pretty touristy spot. Most of us guys who live here go there when someone comes into town. You got to take them to the Circle. So we're out on St. Armand's, and I meet the manager out there, Dave, and I was bringing my dad out